Ladies and gentlemen, guys and girls, my name is Reavyne and welcome back to For Honor. Now today we're going to be talking about all the issues plaguing For Honor and why the player count has just been drastically dropping lately. Like, it's a month so far since the game's been out and it's running into a whole bunch of problems. Now we're going to be talking about that. The player count problems affect PC way more than it does the consoles, so keep that in mind. The consoles have seen a bit of a drop, but not as much as the PC. PC has just absolutely imploded, and there are reasons for that, which I'll get into later on. I'm going to be talking about the big issues that are currently fucking up For Honor, and then I'm going to go over the smaller issues as well. So the first big issue we're going to talk about is matchmaking imbalances and the queue times, okay? Everyone's sort of run into this scenario where you're playing Dominion or a 4v4 match or whatever, and you get teams where one team has a whole bunch of basically rep 5 guys with 108 gear. The other team might have one rep like 4 guy with 108 gear, and the rest are just like below rep 1 with no gear whatsoever. The outcome is the team without the rep gear gets basically destroyed. They just get bent over and there's no way they can possibly win. Now, I've seen people say that gear doesn't really make that much of a difference. It makes a fucking huge difference when you can block twice and have revenge up, okay? Now, revenge is it's a good thing for the game when it comes to the 2v2 mode, the 4v4 modes. Don't knock it one bit. 1v1 mode, fucking take the thing out. It's stupid and shouldn't even be there. The amount of times when someone's literally, you get to the point where, me personally, I'm about to fucking beat some guy and it's a tough match, but I'm winning, and then he just gets revenge and shits all over me. That's another topic, and that's fucking retarded. But take it out of 1v1, but for the 4v4s and stuff, it needs to be there for the pure fact that it's a gank fest, okay? But the problem is, when you allow people to stack revenge gear like they are doing right now, we're plagued with revenge gear being stacking right now in the 4v4 modes. If you're doing it yourself, don't blame you. Once I fucking get a character to 108 cap and everything, man, I'm going to be doing the exact same thing as well. Because why wouldn't you? When you have this completely overpowered thing that the game's allowing you to do, everyone's going to do it because everyone wants to win. Say you've got a rep 5 and that's your highest character, okay? And then all of a sudden now you want to play another character. You're going to start off at rank 1. Say you haven't even leveled that character up yet. You're not even rep 1. You're say level 3. You're coming up against people who are still rep 6 and they have that 108 gear. It's ridiculous because you can't do anything to stop them, right? The imbalance is huge. I have a solution for this, and the best way they're going to be able to fix this is to make people pick their character that they're going to be playing before you matchmake, okay? So that way, if you pick a rep 5 character, which is your highest character, it's going to put you up against people that are rep 5 at the same time, okay? Because right now, even in 1v1 duels and stuff, if you want to play a brand new character, say you're playing Lawbringer, for example, and you're rep 6 on your Lawbringer, and then you want to play Warden, okay? So you switch over to Warden, but you've never played Warden before, and you're level 1. You're now versing rep 5s and 6 guys who know their character. Yes, the rep, that means time played, not skill level, but at the same time, if you've never played a character before and you're trying to, like, you know, rank him up and learn, and you're coming up against people who've played up until rep 5 and 6, they know their character. At least they may not be the best players in the world sometimes, but at least they know the bare basics and they know a lot more to do with that character than you know with yours, so they're going to kick your ass most of the time, okay? So by giving you the ability to basically queue up, pick your character beforehand, the game can then better matchmake because they know exactly who you're going to be playing, what rep level you are, your sort of skill level with that character. They can gauge it better than pick whoever the fuck you want once you're in the game, and then if he's picked his main, which is a rep fucking 8, and you've picked someone you never played before, you're only like level 1, it's not really a fair fight, is it? Okay? But at least that's my version of trying to fix that issue. Now, the next one we're going to look at is the queue times. So, once again, on PC, this is affecting it way more than it is the consoles, but I've even seen lots of people on PS4 and on Xbox as well saying that they're having queue time issues at certain times of the day. Obviously, outside of peak hour, everyone's going to have issues because the player base has dropped so much. If you look at games like League of Legends, I'm in Australia, alright? So I can play peak time and get games within like 5 seconds, okay? Even at like 5, 6 in the morning or 3 in the morning when everyone is asleep where I am, because I'm a work security, I'm on the opposite cycle to most people. Even when everyone's asleep, I can still get games within about a minute or 2 on League of Legends and stuff, okay? It's because their player base is so big. Here, when I play peak time, I'm having queues of about 6 to 10 minutes, okay? I'm playing on PC, and we're going to get over that later as well, but in off-peak times, sometimes I can literally, I'm not even kidding you, wait an hour and still not get a game. And it goes to researching all regions, all skill levels, And you're telling me out of the entirety of the fucking world, right? If I'm doing duels, let's say, or brawls, you can't find, say brawls, you can't find 3 other people out of all skill levels, out of the entirety of the world for me to face, even though if I'm doing brawls and it says high activity. What the fuck is high activity to you? Maybe 10 people? Like, it doesn't make any sense, okay? So the queue times are a bit of a pain in the ass, and people, like I said, it varies here. So some people are saying, I jump on and I only get, I was like, you know, a minute and I'm in a game. 30 seconds, I'm in a game. But then again, are you playing off time or peak time? That's something I would love to know. And also, where are you playing from? That has something to do with it as well. What platform you're playing on. That's the thing that's really getting it right now. If you're playing on PC, lately we're getting fucked over a lot, but if you're playing on consoles, you seem to be having a better time. Once again, that's because of the player counts. We'll get into that later. So the matchmaking imbalances and the queue times are kind of ridiculous right now. When I can get into a game, I fucking enjoy myself, but the problem is actually getting into a game. I don't have time to sit there and just wait half an hour to an hour, even like 10 to 15 minutes for one game is ridiculously long. And it's becoming a bit of a chore to jump in and play games outside of peak hour. And the problem with that is I'm literally having to be limited to how much I can play For Honor because of these queue times, and it kind of sucks. So the next one we're going to look at is the defensive meta at high levels, okay? If any of you guys have been playing at high level, you know that this game is plagued with the defensive meta, okay? And what we mean by that is, in For Honor currently, guard breaks are insane, okay? Once you get a guard break off and they don't tech it, you can pretty much get a free heavy off on them. If you're playing Peacekeeper, you can get your 3 stabs. And there's a way to completely destroy people just from guard breaks. Now, what's the best way to get a free guard break? Parry. So if you parry someone, it's a free guard break, which means you get that free heavy, which is free damage, right? Which means you can chip people away pretty easily. It's very easy to win when you're able to get free damage off someone. Okay, perfect example why Warlord is seen at all the top of the tournaments right now, and he's been winning all the tournaments. Because he has his headbutt where he can basically do his headbutt, you get a free light attack afterwards. They can't stop that, okay? When they go to do an attack, you do your Whore of Malnir attack, your full guard, you can get a free light attack off as well. He has so many ways to get free damage on people. And when you, like I said, when you get free damage and you're playing at the highest levels, you're pretty much doing it to win any way you can. So what people are doing lately is, there's the defensive meta where no one is attacking. People are literally just waiting. They're sitting there turtling, and they're fine sitting there for the full 5 to 10 minutes just waiting for you to attack, okay? Because like I said, they want to win. And then as soon as you attack, they just parry you. They block, parry, and then they get that free damage off, okay? So then you're running, at high levels, we're running into a scenario where you got 2 guys just doing this. No one's attacking. They're all just walking around each other because they don't want to attack. Because whoever attacks first is in trouble. At that level, everyone's amazing at teching guard breaks, okay? Even though the guard breaking is still a bit weird, they're amazing at basically countering them. So you're not going to be able to run up and just get a free guard break, get that off free and get a heavy attack. It's not going to work anymore. What people are doing instead is, like I said, they're just waiting for you to attack, and then as soon as you attack, they're parrying it, getting that free damage off. Or they're waiting for you to get close, and then as soon as you get close, they'll do their Warlord headbutt, free damage. Whatever move they have that is free damage, they'll only do those and then parry attacks into guard breaks into their heavies. And right now, it's a bit of a problem at high level. It becomes boring because, like I said, when you got 2 people just sort of sitting there, just staring at each other because no one wants to attack first because they're both waiting for the other person to attack first so they can get that parry and that free damage, it becomes stale and boring, and they need to fix it. I'm not sure how they're going to be able to fix it. They have to sort of nerf parries, I guess, make guard breaking a lot easier, but then at that point, if you make guard breaking easier, it gets more frustrating. A lot more lawbringers, or ledge bringers are going to be ledging people all over the place. It's a very weird thing at the moment, and hey, I'm going to leave it up to them to try and fix it. If you have any thoughts on how they can fix the whole defensive meta, leave your thoughts down below and let me know. Next one we're going to look at is weird input lag from time to time. Now, I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but have you ever done something where the best way I can explain it is you are working quicker than inputs are letting you, okay? So say many times where someone's charging at me, I'm like hitting my dodge to the left into a light attack, and I'll dodge to the left, but I won't do the light attack because I was too quick for the controller and the inputs, and it just doesn't do it. Perfect example is the Peacekeeper, right? With her 3 stabs. If you just click real quick on the stabs, the input is so slow, it fucks out and it only does the one. So you literally have to delay your own clicking of your controller in order to get the 3 stabs off. You have to go click, 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 and have that delay in between because of the weird input that they have. So it's like you have to slow yourself down and your reactions for the game, and I don't know if that's an input thing and it's meant to be like that, that's how they designed it, or if they did it so that way. Yeah, I don't know if they've designed it that way or if it's a product of, I don't know, bad coding or something. I don't really know, but it's weird. I've seen lots of people comment on my guide saying that they've been having a lot of trouble with this, where they can't work out the timing on, say, you know, the Peacekeeper, where you do the heavy and then light attack afterwards for that extra bleed, and they say that they've been clicking it and it hasn't been working. And as soon as I told them you need to slow it down, so you need to wait for the heavy attack to land and then hit the light attack, they go, holy shit, it's working now. And that's something that I've like I said, I've noticed, where it's input lag. It has to be input lag. Surely it's not designed that if you're too quick, it's not going to work. It's a game based around reactions and timings. I don't know. That's another one where if you guys know more than me on this, please feel free to share it below. But that's one thing I've noticed as well, which is a bit weird to me. Next one is the networking issues. Okay, so peer-to-peer, I've seen a massive debate about this on the forums and everywhere else. Everyone's saying that peer-to-peer is what they use for all the fighting games and so on and so forth. And others are saying, why the fuck don't we have dedicated servers? Now, I'll give you the 100% obvious reason on why we don't have dedicated servers. It's Ubisoft and they're cheap as fuck. Okay, they wanted to save a bit of dosh money. So in order to save that money, they went with peer-to-peer because it's cheaper. Whether you love Ubisoft or you hate Ubisoft, that is a cold hard fact. I'm sorry. And we'll get into later why Ubisoft wants to save a whole lot of money, but right now they just purely did it to save the money, screw the player base. Even if dedicated servers was going to be better for everyone, like networking wise, they don't care. They want to save money. It's a sad fact. But surely everyone's experienced this at one time or another, where you execute someone, you were halfway through an execute, and then they teleport back to being like back alive on like a slither of health, and then they kill you. Has that happened to anyone else but me? I've seen so many people talking about it and it's happened to them. It is so fucking frustrating when you get this execute on someone and you're like, yes, and then all of a sudden they come back to life and it like reverts itself like 3 or 4 seconds, and then all of a sudden they're kicking your ass because you're like, what the fuck just happened? And they're like, yay, second life, and then they kick your butt, right? It's weird. So there's been little things like that, or other ones where you'll swing and they'll block it. They'll clearly block your swing, and then for some reason it will go through still. So they'll block, you'll hear the ting, you'll bounce off, and then they'll take damage from the hit. I don't know if that's lag, but then again, that's happened to me when we're both on green bars, I'm versing another Aussie, no lag whatsoever, we're both completely fine. And yet sometimes I'll swing, they'll block it, and then like do the full block animation, and then they'll take the damage. Other times, I'll execute them, halfway through the execution, it will roll back a bit. Just really weird things like that. Even sometimes I've guard break someone, they've countered it, and then the guard break is like, it's like reverted, and the guard break, like they've stayed stunned, even though I've been pushed off. Just weird networking things like that. I don't know if it's happening to you guys as well, but it doesn't happen a lot. But when it does happen, it's really funny, and it's really frustrating as well. So I don't know about that one, guys. Like I said, I'm not a fucking tech network guy, but it's really interesting to see it happen. And the next one is a very, very big problem, and that is the very slow patches. Their cycle of patching is extremely fucking slow, especially for big changes. This is a massive problem for the pure fact that when something is extremely broken in the game, every other game I've played, they hotfix shit. Even if it is a big hotfix, they work on it, and within a few days, they fix it, they change it, and they make sure it's patched, okay? They haven't done this. Like, currently, they're extremely slow on their patches. Like, there are so many massive problems right now that that need to be addressing, like half the stuff we've covered so far. And they need to get onto this stuff because most of this stuff is literally game breaking for most people, and that's why a whole bunch of people are leaving the game left, right, and center. They just haven't done anything about it. They have had one patch, the one where they buffed the Valkyrie, they buffed a bit of Peacekeeper, they fixed her bug, which was needed, but how long was it since that bug was going? And they did nothing about it, which was a bit shit. But they eventually fixed it, which kudos to you. They buffed Valkyrie, which is cool. They buffed Orochi, okay. And then they left Warlord and Conqueror alone. And they're like at the top. They're one of the big four right now who are kicking ass left, right, and center. And yet Lawbringer, who is absolutely shite at higher levels, especially in duels, they didn't even touch him. They haven't even, they've spoken about him recently, but they didn't touch him. So they're buffing people like Orochi for some reason, who was completely fine. And they're not touching the big characters who need some sort of like reining in. And they're not touching the characters who are at the bottom. Raider and Lawbringer haven't even been touched. So yeah, it's extremely weird, their whole patch cycle. It's just these massively glaring issues that need to be addressed are not being addressed whatsoever. And they're extremely slow with even communicating that they're doing anything about it. It's a massive problem because if this game is going to survive, they need to fix the problem problems and the issues. And right now, that's the matchmaking and the gear imbalances. That's the defensive meta, which we've gone over. And that's all these weird networking bugs and things that are going on. If they don't fix these, then unfortunately, like I said, this game is not going to last, because there's only so long people are going to play a game that like half works. The concept is amazing. I think the fact that this concept is so goddamn good, and the game when you can play it and it runs fine is so amazing, is the only reason. But eventually that is good, that patience is going to run out. So yeah, their patches, they need to fucking ramp that shit up real quick, even if it's not big ones, even if it's not we're gonna fix everything in the world, just something. Like the Lawbringer, give him little tiny fixes, man. Even like, you know, the Warlord, nerf him a little bit, just fix the whole networking stuff slowly, just something. We need just little bits and pieces. And even if you're going to take your time with the patches fixing stuff, most people won't mind if you just fucking tell them. If you just come out and go, hey, we realize that this X, Y, and Z are problems, we're working on it, expect a patch within a month. And if you don't meet that month like quota because it takes too long, just say, guys, it's a bit fucking more complicated than we thought. Give us an extra week. How hard is it to just talk to people, man? Like, I've seen that so much with games lately where the developers and stuff, they just don't fucking speak to their player base. It's like, how hard is it to just go, we're working on stuff. Here's what we're working on. It will be estimated between this and this. Just, I don't know, but they need to fix this whole patch issue, because right now it's far too slow and it's a bit shit. Alright, the next one we're going to be talking about, guys, is the disconnect issues, okay? So lots of people have been experiencing disconnects where they've been getting booted out of lobbies. They, you know, just get into a game and they get booted out. Me personally, I haven't felt this as much so far. My main problem has mainly been getting into games to fucking begin with because of the matchmaking, the queue times and everything. That's been my main problem, but I have had issues where I'll get into, say, a Dominion match, and as soon as I get in, it will load me in, and then I'll be booted. And I'm like, that's a bit shit. And then I'll have to wait in queue for another 20 minutes for a game. Just saying. But then some people though, I've been seeing this everywhere, okay, where people are playing like 30 games and like only 5 of them they don't get disconnected from. Now I've had this happen to me once, and I've seen lots of people talking about this, but it has happened to me where we're playing a Dominion match, got all the way to the end, we were about to fucking win, really hard fought game, back and forth like a motherfucker, and then all of a sudden someone left, rage quit, and everything dropped and I got booted, and it was really fucking shit, okay? But that's been happening a lot. There's been lots of disconnects and lots of people have just been quitting the game because, like I said, 9 out of 10 games they get disconnected from, and they just can't play. It's the same sort of thing where I can't play most games because I can't get into the fucking games, but these guys are getting into the games no problem, but they're all getting booted out of it. And that takes me on to rage quitters, okay? Now, because of the crappy peer-to-peer system that they're using, whenever someone leaves, it has to recalibrate the servers, so it goes like, it pauses and it goes connecting, and it has to try and find a new host, okay? Now, the problem with that is, while it does that, most of the times for most people, it goes to find a new host and the game crashes and everyone gets booted. This has happened to me a fair few times as well, where as soon as it's finding a new host, it will sort of sit there, lag out a little bit, and then game will crash. I don't know if this is a peer-to-peer issue. Most people say, oh, get better internet, but then again, I have fucking perfect internet over here, like the best we can get over here. I have no problems lag-wise, no problems with any other game. Lots of people are saying the exact same thing. They have no problems with any other game, yet when they play For Honor, they have all these disconnects and all these problems. And it's not just on PC. There have been lots of people I've been reading, even in these comment sections, where on PS4 and Xbox One, they've been having a fuckload of just disconnects. And normally on consoles, you don't get that big of a problem with it. Normally it's mainly a PC thing, but they've been seeing it on consoles as well. So I don't know what they can do about that. I don't know if that's a symptom of the peer-to-peer, or if once again that's bad networking on their behalf. But whatever they've done, whatever's happening, they need to try and fix it, because the disconnects and all the people rage quitting and there being no penalty to it, that's another thing. There's no penalty to rage quitting. If you just leave, you miss out on the rewards at the end, but nothing. So most people lately, they've just been bailing out of games, and then of course that causes everyone to go into that sinking phase where it tries to find a new host or whatever the fuck, and then everyone just gets booted out sometimes and the game crashes. It's a massive problem, and once again another big problem that they need to fix. Alright, next one we're going to look at is the player count on PC being absolutely fucking dead. It's down to about 10k worldwide. That is pretty shit, considering at the start of like the beta, it was up around like the 170k mark. To go from that to 10k at peak hour in a month is really fucking bad. Like, that is a level of of pure shit that I haven't seen since Division, which absolutely fucking burnt the shit out of me, and one of the reasons why I really have a problem with Ubisoft. Okay, that and Assassin's Creed and a few others, but that right there makes it extremely hard for me to even just play games, because like I said, that's why my matchmaking times are so fucking terrible, because it just struggles to find a game, and that's worldwide. Last time before they got rid of the player counts, PS4 and Xbox One was sitting around about 70 to 60k, which once again was down from the first week. Here's the thing, okay, it is a bit better on consoles, they're holding a bit steady, but like I said, they're still declining. But on PC, it's absolutely fucking eating shit. Right now, I don't really know what they can do to sort of turn this around. They're going to need to do something drastic to fix all these issues like we've talked about, and actually start communicating that they're doing it. Otherwise, people aren't going to stay around. The reason why console player base is staying around for a lot longer than the PC is because consoles tend to, their gaming cycle of games coming out on them, especially multiplayer wise, like For Honor, are very low, okay? Not many of them come out that are really good. So that's why you still got people playing Destiny on the consoles. And people still playing Division on the consoles, because there's not really much else that comes out that isn't single player games and stuff. So whenever people get games that they can just jump on and just play and it's multiplayer, they stick around on the consoles. On PC though, there is a lot more competition for that. And because there's a lot more competition, if your game comes out and you got the problems like these and they're game breaking, people just go fuck this shit and they leave, because there's so many other games they can play. So that's kind of why the PC crowd has sort of died off as hard as it has, which is a real shame. And I really hope it picks up, because I want this to continue to survive so I can, one, keep playing the game, because without people playing, I can't play myself, and two, without people playing, I can't cover it, and it really shits me to tears. So I really hope that they do something to fix the whole player count issue, because 10k at peak hour it literally like hurts me on the inside that Ubisoft can let something like that happen by just not addressing shit and not fixing stuff. It's been a month, 1 month in, and even on consoles, 1 month in, and you went from 140k to 170k players week 1 down to 70 to 60k. That's a big drop. No matter who you are, whether you are an adamant Ubisoft defender or not, whether you love For Honor or hate it because you've been burnt by this scenario, you cannot deny that that is a massive drop, and that's a big problem, and that needs to be solved. Alright guys, so those are the big issues so far, at least in my opinion, that are kind of weighing For Honor down. We're going to be going over some minor issues now, which they may seem minor, but once again, when you add them on top of the fact of all the big issues, right now we're just in a clusterfuck bowl of absolute like shit fuckery, and I don't know, man. But so far, we're going to start off with removing the player count from the social tab. Oh god, this one is just an absolute kick in the nuts. Why? Okay, we get it. The game is dying on PC and even on consoles. We've already gone over it. Numbers are down, but just by removing the player count, so the players, like people playing, can't see how low the numbers are going. That's just like, what are you doing, Ubisoft? Seriously, that's fucking the most like scummiest bullshit ever. That's like saying, yeah, we know the game's dying, but we're gonna hide it. It's like, just be honest. How hard is it to just be honest? If you fucked up like this, you fucked up. Be honest about it. Show the fact that you fucked up, and then try to fix the fucking thing. Don't just try and hide it. Blizzard did the same thing, and this shits me to tears. Where at the end of Worlds of Draenor, they were down to like 2 million fucking players, okay? They stopped showing the fucking sub numbers. What the fuck? I'm sick and tired of companies doing this bullshit where they fuck something up, and instead of admitting they've done wrong and trying to fix it, they just sweep it under the rug. They go, yeah, goodbye, we'll just get rid of all fucking... It's like, you think we're dumb? We know that the numbers are going down. We know that subs in WoW are going down. It's just a pure fact of the matter. You trying to hide it doesn't fix anything. Same with Ubisoft here, man. It's blatantly obvious that shit's gone wrong. Just admit to it, own it, and fix it. Don't try and hide it. The next one is no communication, and Ubisoft once again is fucking terrible at communicating, especially on the forums and stuff. I've been seeing lots of people giving legitimate feedback on the forums about this is broken, Revenge is broken, this is this. Here are some bugs I've run into. Here's video fucking proof of these bugs. And what do? They don't say a word, they just ignore it, okay? But then as soon as one person posts on the forums, there'll be 5 or 6 posts of people going, this is broken, here's footage, this is fucked, here's footage, this is broken, this is broken. And then you'll have one guy go, I'm having trouble purchasing steel, and then you straight away within like a minute they'll get a thing from one of the fucking Ubisoft admins going, oh, please contact this, we'll try and fix it so you can buy steel straight away. No fucking joke, okay? Legitimate problems that are killing the game, they completely ignore, and then as soon as one person says something that has to do with them making money, they jump on it like piranhas. It's fucking, that right there is, ooh, that is infuriating. I don't know if that pisses you off, but to me that really pisses me off. Just in general, them as well, just telling people about patches and stuff like that. Once again, no communication. They barely talk about it. Even when they brought out the patch notes, yeah, we're fixing stuff. After that, people were going, how long till this patch is coming out, do you think? Do you have a time frame? Anything. Not a single fucking word. I don't know how they think just burying their heads in the sand is going to work. You put these little things on top of all the big problems and they start becoming big problems themselves, okay? My final thoughts on the whole thing is I really hope that they turn this shit around, okay? I hope that Ubisoft, they start putting out patches, they start fixing the matchmaking, they start fixing the queue times. I don't care how they do it, just as long as they start doing it, okay? I hope they fix all the networking problems that are plaguing the game. Hope they start communicating with the player base. I really want them to start talking to us all, okay? Let us know what the fuck's going on. And I hope that they start actually taking responsibility for the fact that they keep fucking up time and time again. Do I think they're gonna do all that? They have our money already. I'm just going to leave it at that. They already have our money. They've done this time and time again where they just take the money and they don't give a shit about the game afterwards. I'm hoping that they do somehow fix all this. I love this game to death. I don't want this game to die, okay? I want to keep covering it. I want to keep playing it. I have so much fun when I do get to play. But the problem is, right now, I have no faith in them fixing anything. I really don't. With Ubisoft's past track record with all their games and the fact that, you know, once again, there's no communication, no nothing, and just a whole bunch of bugs and problems. I'm not holding out for anything, but at the same time, I'm hoping big time that they do turn it around and seem to fix this game. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and let me know your thoughts. I really want to hear your thoughts on all these points, any of these points, or just in general, just let me know. And if you want to see more videos from me, please hit the subscribe button. I shall see you all in the next video. Have a good one, guys.
Do you feel like stone and sinking on your own through the chapters of your